Welcome to Corks and Cauldron. We're two friends uncork a bottle of some sort, cast a few spells, and dive deep into fantasy books and theories. I'm Gabby.
And I'm Jen. Quick disclaimer, this is an adult podcast about adult books. So expect some spicy language, spicy content, and spicy spoilers.
Let's pour a
Jen.
drink, grab a snack, and get started. Today we're covering chapters 10 through 18 of Gold. And I do want to point out, I did not schedule these chapters for this book. So if you have a
That
beef
was
with
all
how
me.
we end, this is on Jen.
So sorry, guys.
Yeah, we end on a doozy, and I'm mad about it. But Jen, what are you cooking to make up for your cliffhanger?
Well, since we're still in Estelia's Servette, I kind of thought it would be fun to make a soup that I thought that Thursel would probably make for their luncheon stuff in the Servette.
It's also
Um,
cold and rainy and gross today, so soup
yeah,
feels yeah.
yeah, that too. So I picked an easy potato soup. Don't make a face at me.
I can't help it.
I like potato soup.
Well, that's because you're a monster, but
Thank you. I also kind of thought there is a Queen Melina chapter in here and she is still being held prisoner. And my thought process was that potato soup would probably be something they'd give her too if it wasn't just straight broth
yeah, they would just give her
because it's cheaper than giving her meat.
yeah, you should just
So,
make, like, bread for that episode. Just
well,
prisoner meal.
okay, but the prisoner meal is actually a bowl of soup, is what she calls it,
I read the
and
book,
bread.
look at me.
Sorry. Anyway, easy potato soup. So you can either take 5 large russet potatoes, peel them and dice them, or you can buy a bag of diced potatoes that's frozen. I actually like to get, if I'm going to do this, I like to get the O'Brien potatoes because O'Brien potatoes have bell peppers and onions in them too,
Mm.
which gives an extra level of flavor to this. But whatever you choose, then also a small diced onion, chicken broth, butter, garlic, salt, pepper, cream, all the basics that you're going to use for a soup. This is a crockpot recipe, but I use it on the stovetop. So you can do it either way. If you're doing it in the crockpot, you're tossing in the potatoes, onions, 4 cups of chicken broth, 4 tablespoons of butter, minced garlic to your heart's content. This recipe does call for 1 teaspoon. Y'all, I just read 1 teaspoon as tablespoon
Yeah.
minimum.
I don't think I've ever done a
It's just the
teaspoon
way
of garlic ever.
anyway, garlic, salt, pepper. You can toss that all into a crock pot, leave it on low for 4 to 6 hours or until the potatoes are soft. When the potatoes are just starting to get soft, you're going to take in a small bowl. Yes, I'm sorry, this is going to be a 2.
Oh my god.
Yeah, and a whisk even.
Ugh, a whisk?
A cup of heavy cream, a third of a cup of sour cream, and if you have it, a tablespoon of xanthan gum. If you don't have that, cornstarch or baking soda works just fine. It's whatever, or even flour, honestly.
Just something to kinda
It's just
thicken
a
it.
thickening agent.
Yeah.
Xanthan gum is just a ridiculous thickening agent.
So you just need a
Like,
little baby bit of it.
yeah. So you're going to take those 3 items and you're going to stir them into this little bowl. And then you're going to put that into your soup and it's going to make it creamy and it's going to help thicken it. And the sour cream is going to give it that extra tartness that you want, like you were eating a baked potato.
Crazy.
Yeah. So you do that about 20 to 30 minutes before the whole thing is done. And then you stir it every once in a while, even though it's in the crock pot. Bump it up to high, stir it every few minutes as it thickens. If you want to, it's not on this recipe, but you can add a cup of cheddar cheese into it.
Or some bacon bits maybe, or
See, now I put my bacon bits on top
as an actual topper.
because I don't like soggy bacon bits.
Weird, you weirdo.
I know. So I use those as a topper and I'll do extra sour cream or Greek yogurt, plain Greek yogurt.
Not
Um,
blueberry, not strawberry.
correct. Or even, and more cheddar cheese so that I'm making like an everything potato. So, but this is really good. I think I make it probably 2, 3 times a month in the fall
Yeah, it's one of your go-to
because it's
recipes.
easy.
Yeah, cheap even. Like,
Yes, it's cheap, it's easy,
you get a lot of leftovers.
tastes really good. This will give for a 2-family home, which is what I have, will give us leftovers for 1 more meal. And if you add this with one of the bread recipes I've given earlier
Mm,
in the podcast, like that crusty bread recipe, this would be really good. Or
mm-mm.
even turn that crusty bread recipe into bread bowls
Mm.
with this. Not saying that I'm using a recipe that's probably similar to a place that sells bread bowls for their soup.
Definitely does not sound like Weiss and bitches.
No, definitely not. Or even that really popular Midwestern one.
Schmamera.
Yeah. Anyway, what are we drinking to go with our food today?
My drink will not pair well with your soup at all.
That's okay.
But
That is okay.
I've been sipping on it while you've been talking, and it's
Yeah,
really good, and we haven't had a rum drink in a while, and we both like our rum, so
we do.
this one, it's called the Broken Wing Bird, and it starts with golden rum because 'cause we're talking about orange. And
Okay.
then we have blackberry liqueur, which is why I was late and I had to drive all over frickin' Omaha for. And then we add a little bit of lemon juice just for a little bit of a bite, and then you top it with some ginger beer for some fizzy, just to kinda give it.
Ooh, I like that.
Yeah,
And ginger
it's
beer has that extra flavor too.
mhm, but
That's cool.
it is really good. So it's 2 ounces of golden rum, an ounce of blackberry liqueur. It called for 3/4 ounce of fresh lemon juice, and I had bottled lemon juice, and I just squirted into my heart's content, and I did too much, so maybe less on that one. And then you top it with ginger beer, add some ice. It's super easy to make, all my recipes are, and it's really good, and it's kind of a really pretty color too.
Oh, that is nice.
Yeah.
Is golden rum just like a spiced rum?
So it's similar to a spiced rum, but it's not as dark as a spiced rum. So
Okay.
they're cousins, right? Like, they're in the same family, but
Okay.
they're not the same. Because I asked the same thing, and I got a whole long explanation about how they're different, and I was in a
Okay.
rush and did not well, and okay, so we had our night market Friday night, and we've loaded a bunch of stuff in my car, which means the back of my car is, like, floor to ceiling stuff, so I can't see out of my rearview mirror at all, and everything rattles. So driving all through Omaha on the search of blackberry liqueur was just super fun.
That
Yeah.
does not sound fun.
But anyway, enough about me bitching about my adventures to get to this podcast. Let's jump into chapter 10, just Oren's
I bet it's
POV.
Oren's point of view.
It's always Oren's point of view. I
Well,
am Go ahead.
didn't we ended chapter 9 with Oren getting ready to go with Nanette
Mhm. Yeah.
to the fields again.
Yep.
So,
Despite everyone being like, "That's a terrible idea, you cannot go back to the fields," they are going back to the fields. I am still
yeah.
really annoyed with Orin at this point. She is still very much, "I can't do anything, I need to get back to Slade." And, like, I get it, they're fated mates or whatever, but girl, you're stuck in a separate world. I get trying to get back to him, and I get that that's a priority, but, like, you can do stuff without him. You survived for 20 odd some years without him.
What?
I just
Crazy talk.
she's giving, like,
Codependent?
well, when one of your friends starts dating someone and she, like, drops all of her girlfriends,
Yes.
that's what Oren is giving right now, and it's super annoying, and I'm kind of over it, but
Okay. I'm happy that that ends before the end of this book,
yes, yeah.
and even
Oren
before she runs into Slade, just so you
yeah,
guys
yeah,
know.
Oren does have some
Like,
growth in this. I'm just really annoyed with her at this point.
this I is this the book I almost DNF'd anyway?
Yeah,
Actually, I think I did DNF this book before we started the podcast. I don't think that I finished reading this before we had to for
you
today.
struggled with this one, and then you also struggled with Glow. Glow was really
Yeah.
slow for you.
4 and 5 were my rough books.
Yeah, and I agree, they are very slow, like, we are 10 chapters in, and we've
Well,
only gone 2 days.
this whole dependency thing really bothered me,
Yeah,
and I don't think that I read past, like, chapter 12 or 13,
yeah.
and then I stopped, and
So
then when I was listening to it on Audible, I was like, "I don't remember any of this,"
yeah,
and that's why I went and found my book, and I was like, "Ah,
that's why. That'll do
I get
it.
it now."
Yeah.
Okay.
So,
Anyway,
anyway, Ned and Oren are sneaking through, like, back alleys, and they are trying to sneak Oren back into this field that she wants to go to so
yes.
Oren can confirm with her own eyes that the rip is still not there. During this chapter, though, we do get a description of one of the horses in this Fae world.
This description is fantastic because not only do they describe it as a very fey horse,
Very
but
Fae.
also as a very fey cart,
Yes.
and I'm sitting there going, "That's not a description, guys." And that's okay. It's fine.
But
Raven, I understand, but
they do
you
go
you
into
give a
some of
better
the horse.
explanation.
Yeah, yeah.
But at first, you're just like,
It's very
"What?"
clearly a Fey horse, and so that the readers
Yeah.
are just like, "What is it a unicorn? What does that mean?" Like, yeah.
"What does it mean, Gabby? What does it mean?"
It means that the horse has, like, lavender mane and tail and random stripes throughout it, and it looks like Lisa Frank threw up on a horse, is what it looks
So it
like.
was a white horse with swirlies of lavender.
Mhm, and I will accept a white horse living in the Fey world. I will not accept it living in
I
Oreo,
accept
whatever
that.
you wanna call it, yeah. So, I was much more okay with this horse than I was with Crisp, and I just find that very
That's
funny.
because that's because Crisp was a solid white horse, and this horse has lavender in it, and that's fine.
This horse, when the description in this book, it kind of sounds like Raven asked her daughter, like a toddler, to just I don't know if Raven has kids,
Oh, I like this.
but it kinda sounds like Raven asked a toddler in her life to, like, describe her ideal horse, and that's how we ended up with this fairy horse.
I ship that.
Yeah, I don't
I
hate
kind of
it.
it kind of reminded me of if you've ever seen The Wizard of Oz.
Mhm.
In The Wizard of Oz, there's a horse of a different color, and as you go through Oz, the city, the Emerald City, the horse changes colors. The only thing that bothered me about that was the horse also changed breeds as it changed colors. So,
So there was that
but that
minor
was also
detail.
guys, that was before CGI.
Yeah,
Like, way. This was one of the first color movies.
and it wasn't even fully color, like, the first,
And
what,
it was
10.
like Technicolor, the first 10 minutes was black and white,
Yeah,
and it goes back to being black and white at the end.
mhm, yep.
So,
But anyway, we are not here to talk
anyway,
about Wizard of Oz, we're here to talk
we are
about
really talking about this horse a lot. Now that we've talked about the horse, let's talk about this fake cart.
Yes,
It's just basically guys, it's a cart for gathering flowers. It's just that it's metal instead of or stone instead
instead of
of
wood,
wood
yeah, which makes sense because we learn later, I think in this chapter or in this
about
series,
the
that the
king.
king, his power is stone, so he can make things
Yeah.
out of stone. So it makes sense
So,
that the cart would be
yeah.
made out of stone.
And it just it has a cover over the back like, a covered wagon maybe.
I was thinking like a
Really,
buckboard,
I am
yeah, yeah,
yeah. And then there is a little cover over the front for the guy riding in the front so he doesn't get a sunburn.
yep, yeah, and that's
That's
the
it.
wagon. Yeah, it's a very
That's it,
fey
guys.
wagon, yeah. Okay, so Nanette and Orin sneak into the wagon, right?
Yes.
Yeah, and Orin
And
is
dawn hits.
mhm, which means Orin has her powers again. So she's testing her gold touch at this point, seeing how it differs in this different world. She's making more secret weapons, she's got more gold belt, a gold bracelet. She's adding more gold to her body so that she'll have
Mhm.
more than a needle in case something comes up. She has learned her lesson and she is adjusting.
Yeah.
Say what we want about Orin and her codependency. She has learned from one issue and like she is adapting.
I'm really proud of her for that too because she
Yes.
makes the bracers that slide under her
Mhm.
shirt.
Yep.
So they're like cuffs that go over your forearm.
Yep.
They're not heavy because 'cause they're decorative is what she called them.
That's still
And that's
gold on
okay.
her body
It's
that
still
she
gold
can
on her
control.
body, and it's not just the tiny little droplet that she
Mhm.
had on the bracelet that Slade gave her originally,
Yeah.
which she thought would be enough for some unknown reason to
Somehow.
protect herself.
Yeah. Yep. So, I am happy that she
So,
again, we bitch a lot about Orin,
agree.
but she has grown, and we're gonna see a lot more growth from her in this book too, um,
Yes.
which is good.
Yeah. And they spend a lot of time just sitting there being quiet while they get out of the town,
Yeah, because they're
and
sneaky.
then
Orin is playing Anne Frank at this moment, like, she is sneaking
yeah,
around and cannot be seen, and do you know how hard it is to hide someone who is solid gold?
I can't imagine that it's easy.
And now she
You know
has
what I wanna
ribbons
know, though?
again. Yeah.
Why they never paint her?
Maybe her gold would s sneak through? I don't know.
Maybe, that's true, if she wiped her face or something or
Or
started sweating, it would leak.
sweating or yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
okay, that's fair. And it's
Um,
hard to hide her eyes too.
but
Anyway,
they kinda do address that a little bit. We meet someone later who has glamour
yes,
power, and they kind of adjust her a little bit, so I like
which is
her.
kinda neat.
Yeah.
But back to the cart ride
Mhm.
and Ninette talking to her about the flowers.
So this is a little bit of a history lesson for the readers and why the flowers are
Mhm.
so important to Geisel?
Geisel, yes.
Geisel, which is where or like, the city that Orin is in, and Geisel
And where
is like
Sarah Turley ended
mhm,
up when she fell through the
the sky.
originally.
Yeah, and Geisel is like, I'm gonna say rebel headquarters. Everyone there
Yes.
is Team Turley for sure. Um
Yeah. They're going into the meadow, and she's explaining to her that the flowers didn't exist until Sarah got there, Sarah Turley,
mhm,
and these flowers are the only thing left of Sarah Turley as far as the kingdom goes and the king goes. And the only reason that they still exist and haven't been burned to the ground is because they have medicinal properties, which is really cool. But they are no longer called Sarah's bluebirds or something.
Bluebells, maybe?
They are now called Bluebird's plume is what they're called now. They used to be called Sarah's sea.
You got okay, alright. So they
So
they get to the
while
field.
they get to the field while Orin's getting her education on not only the flower, but the stone swords and
It's a
carrot,
history lesson for Orin
the
because she
family
hasn't
carrot.
grown up in Anwin. She doesn't know
Mhm.
anything about the politics or the history or anything.
And there's a lot of Nanette definitely has opinions, and I love Nanette. She is like the grandma mama
Mhm.
in a lot of romance books and movies. She's very sassy.
Down to earth, she tells it like it is. I
Yeah.
love her.
And she's really pushing Orin to become the Leare Ouvert that everybody keeps calling her. And Orin really just wants to be Orin.
Yeah, Orin doesn't want anything to do with, like, ruling a country. She just wants to be
Mm-mm.
happy and live her
Yeah.
life.
And
Yeah,
she has no idea what it is to be a Turley or the Liari
or
or
anything.
anything.
Yeah.
And she gets out to this field, and there are the farmers that are working the field, but there are other people too.
Well, they're all looking at the gold flowers that Orin left.
Yes, because she did leave a single circle of gold flowers right there in the middle.
Mhm. And the locals immediately recognize her when she steps into the field, and they
Yes.
are immediately enamored, and they start giving her gifts and, like, bowing to her,
Mhm.
and Orin is just like, "I just wanna get back
I just
home."
don't want any of this. And she's looking up in the sky, hoping that, I don't know, she'll magically see a rip appear,
Yeah.
which I as much as I love Warren and Slade, I thought it was kind of unrealistic of her to think that if he opened a rip, that it would be in the exact same spot.
But in her defense, like, where else would you look? Like, it does make sense to go back to where you fell, right? Because otherwise, where do you even start to look for a rip?
True. But after, we'll talk about that one in chapter like 14 or 15.
Okay.
My opinion. Sorry. I'm good. I'm good. Guys, this is, she stares up the sky. She's wondering about Slade. What if he got hurt
She's worried
and
about him.
couldn't do a rip because she was really exhausted and she could tell when she saw him last? He just needs to come and find her. What if he's drained so much that he died?
Mhm.
And she kind of shakes that off. And Nanette's been asking around to see if anybody has seen anything. And nobody has seen another rip or heard about another one yet.
How do you casually bring that up in a conversation like, "Oh, how are your kids? Also, have you seen a rip in the sky?"
Yeah, I don't know how one would do that. But apparently Nanette can do it because she does. And then they ask her about the flowers and whether or not it's real gold or paint.
Fake gold, fool's gold.
Anyway, and Orin decides the truth is the best way to go for this. So she's like, "Yep, it's real."
That's me. I did that.
And that makes everybody even more excited for some unknown reason. I mean, I'm sure there's a known reason, but
So Oren's gonna have to decide if she's going to, like, lean into this rebellion or not, and she kinda knows that, like, in the back of her
mhm,
head at this point. She's like,
decisions are going to have to be made.
yeah, decisions are gonna have to be made, and I do not envy Oren for this because I don't know what decision I would make.
Yeah. And this is where, Nanette kind of reassures her that Slade will be there. She just has to give it time, which, okay, it's been 24 hours, not even.
Yeah, give it a minute.
So,
Yeah.
yeah,
If he was tired, if he did drain his power, which we know as readers he did, he's gonna
yeah,
need a minute to recover.
more than just a 24-hour period. Even Orin took what, almost a week
Yep, to recover.
after the first time she used her gold after dark.
Yeah, and she was comatose for, like, a week. So,
Yeah.
yeah. So, this chapter kinda shifts Orin from escaped prisoner to a living symbol, which is
Hmm.
gonna be a major theme throughout this book, and
Yes.
she's becoming the face of hope for the Turley loyalists, whether she
Yeah.
wants to
Which is
carry that.
freaking her the fuck out.
And I don't blame her, like, if someone told me that I was the princess or the queen of a country, I'd be like, "You don't want that.
Yeah. No, this is not at all.
You should see my checking account. It's a mess. You do not want me in charge of
You
finance
do
it."
not want this. I would make the worst decisions, guys, trust me. If you saw my dating
Oh
history,
my god, there's so many red flags.
I mean, yes, I'm married now and I have John's amazing, but oh, buddy,
Yeah, I've been with my boyfriend
boy.
for 7 years, and, like, if you look before, though, it's poof. Yeah, my 20s were fun. Yeah. But
I
anyway,
love my favorite parts of this chapter have to be them sneaking over to the cart because I just picture those comic book guys
I
that are,
pictured
like,
yeah, I pictured, like, the
hunched over and
Pink Panther, you know, with the music in
yes!
the background. Yeah.
Yes!
Yep.
And it's gonna be interesting. It is interesting to see her grow through this book and then into the next book,
I still haven't started Goldfinch.
pointing it out. That's all I'm saying about it. I am not good at spoilers, so
Spoil away, my friend. I won't remember
I can't
anything,
do that.
so
So let's talk about chapter 11 then, since you're not gonna remember, it's fine.
Orin meets Wick.
Yeah.
What do we think of Wick at this point?
What do I think of Wick at this point?
Mhm.
I think he's overzealous and he's pushy and he kind of gives off Midas vibes without being as charismatic.
I did not get that at all. I got a lot of spoiled white boy vibes,
Oh,
but I kinda picture that, like, he grew up knowing he was important, he grew up knowing that he was a big deal, and he kinda gives that, like, "Don't you know who my daddy is?" kinda vibes.
oh, Draco Malfoy vibes.
Yes, Draco vibes. Yeah,
Okay,
but not as hot. Yeah.
that is fair. I just think knowing what I know about Wick, that we're going to know about Wick in this book,
Mhm.
right now he's kind of giving off villainous vibes
We
that
don't know
he's gonna
what to think.
force her
Yeah. If you're
to
reading
do
this book for
this.
the first time, you don't know what to think about Wick. You kinda do give, like, he's gonna kind of force her to do something she doesn't wanna do.
Mhm.
Not grape, but, like, force her into the spotlight that she doesn't wanna be, right? Like, force her
Yes.
to take the crown that she does not want.
Yeah.
And he
Force her
is
to be the figurehead that he wants her to be.
yes, and she is not about that, and I will say, he does kind of force her to show her backbone a little bit because she stands up for herself,
Mhm.
which
Which she never would have done in books 1 through 3.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, so,
So, which is great. He shows up and he's, announcing who she is when she asks him who he is
"Who
because
the fuck are you?"
at the end of chapter 10, he's like, "Because you're the golden girl we all thought was lost forever." And there's more to that part, but that's the part that makes her kind of put her back up in the first place and whip around and
Mhm.
look at him like,
Yeah, "Who do you
"Who
think you
the
are?"
fuck
Yeah.
do you think you are?" And what she sees when she looks at him, what she sees is a spoiled rich kid
Mhm.
dressed up to try and look like a farmer, but you can tell he's not a farmer because his boots are better, his clothes are clean,
Clean
his
nails.
fingernails are
Yep.
clean, and it doesn't look like he's actually done a hard day's work. It looks like he's physical,
Mhm.
but not this kind of physical.
Like Army. Like he knows how to
Yeah.
fight, but not work. Yeah.
And she asks him who he is, and he says, "My name's Wick." And doing the reread, knowing that this is her cousin,
Mhm.
I think at doing the reread that he was trying to feel her out to see if she remembered him, but it was 20 years ago.
She was 5.
How the fuck is she gonna remember?
Yeah.
Anyway, back to Wick, and Nanette knows him
Mhm.
and apparently respects him.
Well, Wick is like the
Everyone else
leader of
does
the
too.
rebellion movement, so
Yeah,
he would be like the Gale of this book.
yeah. But he looks her up and down and is like, "Oh, you really are her," which really does give me Malfoy vibes now that
It
you've said
does.
that,
Yep. Yep.
because I'm picturing the room right before they go in for the sorting hat, and he's like, "You have to know the right kind of people. I can help you with that."
Yep.
Yeah, and he's just amazed that she didn't know that she was a Turley.
I'm still amazed that they did not change her name. If they had changed her name when they kidnapped her, she'd be way more in the dark.
When you find out who her kidnapper is, you will understand why they didn't change her name.
What do you know?
I know who her kidnapper is. It's in Goldfinch.
Oh my god! You're gonna make me do my homework? Back to
So back to
Wix,
Wick,
punk ass bitch.
and Wick basically going, "Hey, thank God you're here. Come with me and I will teach you to be the figurehead for the Volman."
Yep. And Orin is like, "I don't know who the fuck you are."
No, she shuts his shit down.
Mhm.
She doesn't even give him a chance to explain. She's just like,
Absolutely not. I'm not doing that. No, thank
and
you.
he kind of stops and looks at her and keeps going, like, "Clearly, you're not
What
understanding
do
me.
you
Let me
mean?
mansplain this a little bit more to you." And she's just like, "No, no, I
Heard you.
understand what you're trying to tell me. I'm just telling you, absolutely not. No."
I'm not doing that. No, thank you.
And he's like, "I know you, Lady Orin." And she's like, "No, no, no. You know of me. You don't know me."
Which is fair. That's a fair call out.
I'm so proud of her
Mhm.
in this when she's like, No,
I'm not
I
doing
do
that.
not wanna be a figurehead for
Yeah,
you. He shows her his ring, and it's got a picture of a bird
the broken
with
wing,
a broken wing,
which is their
which
symbol,
if you're using the Kindle to read the book, it is her
chapter header.
chapter headers in this book is that bird, the broken winged bird. And he just keeps she's like, "Who are you? Like, do you live in Geisel?
Yeah, I don't know who you
Like,
are.
why are
I
you
don't
here?"
know anything.
And Nanette had already said, "I'm so surprised to see you here."
Mhm.
And she's like, "So who the fuck are you?" Basically. And he tells her he's the head of the Volman and has then explains to her that the Volman are
The good guys, quote unquote good.
the rebel group, the Turley loyalists who work underground to take care of the people while the Carricks destroy them. And Orin's like, "Yeah, you did a great job."
Nailed it, my guy. Nailed it.
But I wanna say in his defense, I don't think that anyone could have predicted
Mm-mm.
what the Carricks were gonna do to her family. And if they could, I feel like the guy that sold her out is the one that was controlling this. So if he had that information to get the stone swords to her house, he wasn't gonna share it with the other Volman.
I think if they knew, like, they had to know that trouble was brewing, right? Like,
Mhm.
coups don't just come out of nowhere. So you would think that the royal family would have extra security.
Well, they weren't the royal family though anymore. The Carricks were. They'd been in control for hundreds of years already.
No, the Carricks took over once her family was kicked out.
Now her family stepped down way back a few generations before.
Her family stepped down when she was lost.
Nope.
Are we
Oh
gonna
no, we're going to this.
are we fighting over this?
Yep. Get the book out, type in Carrick.
Here,
Page 72.
I need to get you out of my way.
Rude.
It's been hundreds of years since the Turley sat on the throne. Okay. All right.
It was a shock to all of Anwen when a new successor was coronated in their stead. The Carricks have been on the throne ever since.
So do you think that the Carricks somehow like forced that other Turley to step down or like coerce them into stepping down?
I don't think so. I mean, if they did, we'll never know. But it seemed like that specific one was kind of like Orin and was like, I do not want to lead. I am not your leader. I do not want to be your queen. Leave me alone.
Hmm.
Is kind of where I was going, was thinking it went.
Yeah, I like my idea better. It's more dramatic.
I do too. It's more dramatic.
So the Carricks have been on the throne for hundreds of years.
Yes.
I guess this latest Carrick is the fucking worst, and that's why they want the Turleys back on the throne.
Yes. And my favorite line of this book is in this chapter.
Yeah.
Yeah. Warren says, being gold is exhausting. And it's fantastic.
That's such a real line.
It really is. That's why I was like,
Yeah. I
I love this because she went from being hidden away in Oria and like almost a dirty little secret or just a little figurehead that Midas trotted out to show the people
it's
as
really
part of his proof of power
mm,
to coming here and being like the great gold hope,
yeah. Yeah.
which has to be stressful.
Yeah. The being gold is exhausting line gives Jasmine Moss vibes too. Like that's
Yes,
something that one of her characters would say for sure.
absolutely. Alex would definitely say that.
But yeah, so this chapter, I mean, you kind of called it out. Wick is just Midas in a
Yeah.
rebel outfit, kind of.
He is.
I'm proud of Oren for having a backbone and saying, I don't
Yes.
want anything to do with you. I don't trust you. I don't know anything about you. The fact that Nanette trusts him, I think is kind of a green flag, knowing what we know about Nanette.
Mhm. Agreed.
But overall, I was suspicious of Wick from the get go. He gave suspicious vibes.
I thought not in this chapter, but as it went on, I thought that they were related, but I thought he was her brother,
Mm, yeah,
not her cousin.
yeah.
Damn it. It took me a little while to warm up to Wick, I guess is what I'm saying.
Yeah, part of that, I think, is because we're reading this from Oren's point of view, right? And Oren took
Yes.
a while to warm up to Wick too. So,
Mhm. She did.
she trusted Nanette, like, right away. I think Nanette
Yes.
reminded her a lot of the old woman that she ended up murdering with the gold that I can't think of.
On accident?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So yeah, I get where Oren's coming from. I also would not wanna be in charge of a country. I would also not
Mm.
trust Wick or their group. Like, okay, you're a rebel group, and I'm down for rebels, like, don't get me wrong, but what are you actually trying to do? Are you just telling me what I wanna hear or what?
And are you gonna be forcing me
Mhm.
into this little bubble that
Again.
I'm going to be basically forced to be the queen, which is something that I absolutely do not want.
Mhm. Yeah,
I don't want that. So, it's gonna be Oren's interactions with the Volman is gonna be interesting as the book goes on,
yeah,
and the way that it evolves for her.
yep. So what do you think of Oren's broken wing chapter headers in the Kindle? Do you think it's just a callback to Surah?
Sarah?
Or do you think it's deeper than that?
I think it's the figurehead that she's gonna ultimately become the figurehead
Yeah,
for the Volman,
yeah.
whether she wants to or not. I don't think she's going to have a choice in this. This is something that's gonna get taken away, but she's going to there will be a point where she chooses to continue being it instead of fighting it,
Yeah.
but I don't think that she gets it's like she chooses, but she there was never really a choice in the first place.
She gets to make the final decision she feels like, but it's really, like,
Yeah.
the decision that kinda forced on her.
Yes.
Okay.
But I like how Nanette keeps talking about fate with everything,
Yeah.
and she kinda nudged her in this one, like, "He's kinda cute." It's like, "Nanette, you dirty little trollop." She was absolutely that when she was younger.
So, do you think that Nanette did not know that Wick was part of the Turleys? I don't think anyone did
No, no one
until
knew
yeah,
until he bled.
accidentally, yeah.
But this whole chapter is just basically him pushing his propaganda on Oren and Oren declining and deciding that Slade is more important than whatever it is that they all want.
So, I don't know how to frame this question. Like, do you think that Orin was so set on, "I just need to find Slade, fuck everyone else, I don't wanna do this because I want to find Slade," or do you think that it was really truly she did not want to be a figurehead?
Both, but more that she doesn't wanna be a figurehead. She doesn't wanna be in charge.
No
She doesn't wanna
desire.
be seen she doesn't wanna be seen as a thing again,
Yeah.
which is big for her.
Yeah, she doesn't wanna be a pawn, she doesn't wanna be a symbol.
Mhm.
She just she just wants her autonomy. She wants to do what she wants.
And her saying no for the first time,
Is big. That is big.
like, is
Yeah.
huge.
Yeah.
Before he even has a chance to finish explaining, it was different with Midas because she'd been with him for 10 years and she was like, "I'm not doing this anymore,"
Yeah. But
versus
I'm not even starting
him
this.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Alright. Chapter 12.
Chapter 12.
Good old Slade. Slade is still in his revenge tour.
Yes.
He is still not super settled into life without Orin, and we open up in this chapter to Slade being in Defort.
Durfort Harbor.
Derfort
So he's still in the 3rd kingdom, guys.
Derfort Harbor is where Orin
Grew
lived,
up
we'll call it that. That's where she was with Barden East, right?
Zakir West.
Zakir West. Yes, Zakir
Yes.
West is where so, yeah, that's where Orin grew up, for lack of a better term, but Slade is there, and, like, the very first sentence is like, "The waves have they are rotted brown waves. Fish are floating belly up,
Yeah.
like, it's corpses are hanging out everywhere." Slade has rotted the entire fucking city, and the
I
port,
mean,
and
most
everything.
most of the east and west sides,
Yeah,
he's not doing the entire thing because Orrin wouldn't want him to.
but he is doing the parts that caused her the most trauma.
Yeah. And the slave ships.
Mhm.
He just rotted slave ships.
Yeah. And it's really interesting to look back at this having read the full series because we know at
Mhm.
this point that the Wrath had checked out initially when Orin dropped all of her trauma, when she trauma bombed
Mhm.
everyone. The Wrath had checked out Third Kingdom to extract revenge as needed, but everyone who had done Orin dirty was already gone.
Yeah. And no one knew where Barden East was.
Now we know Barden East was
Now we know
Midas.
why. Yeah.
Um, and so the fact that he still went back there and still took care of the East and the West,
Mhm.
is it's interesting to me because, like, I feel like Slade is just trying to gain control and trying to do what he can, and
Oh,
this
yeah.
makes him feel like he's back in control and makes him feel like he's doing something
Something
instead of just sitting around and waiting.
to figure out what to do or to
Mhm.
figure out to get his power back so he can
Yeah.
rip through the world
Well,
and
and it sounds like so his rot power and his raw power, for lack I guess is what I'm gonna call it, are completely separate. So he still has to expel his rot power, otherwise it will just bubble up and just go
Mhm.
too crazy. Whereas the raw power, because he expelled so much, it's gonna take a little bit to recoup.
Mhm. And while he is taking out some of his frustrations on the east and west sides of Durford Harbor, he runs into a dude that's walking out of a pub to go to the bathroom.
He's hammered.
He is yeah, he is definitely hammered. Dude sees him, but doesn't see behind him all the rotting that's been going on.
Yeah,
Midstream, just tucks it in again and
and books it.
decides that he's gonna
Yeah,
just try and leave, and Slade lets him go, tells him to run
yeah,
because he doesn't know whether he partook
yeah. So
in this trade, this saddle trade or not.
what we're seeing here is a villain with morals, a moral
Mhm.
villain. Um,
He's what we call our morally gray men. He has a code. He's like a vigilante, but not quite.
so Slade is
He is just a villain.
but Slade is like the definition then of morally gray, right? Like
Yeah.
he's got a code that he follows,
Mm.
and it may maybe not, you know, rotting half a city is a great thing, but it's kind of hot.
Yeah, and the reason he lets this guy live is because Orin would be disappointed in him if he destroyed the whole city,
Yeah,
because not everybody was part of what happened. He needs to leave the innocents alive, and as far as he knows right now, that man is innocent,
yeah. So it's a
so he
really
lets him go.
good insight to the man that Slade is, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And we also meet up with one of our favorite characters in this chapter.
Yes.
Good old Judd shows up. He's just like, "Hey man, what you doing?
Is
What's
it
happening?"
which part did you finish your side? Because 'Cause I'm done with my side. Judd actually ran into him just as he was getting to Durford Harbor
Yep.
because he knew after Gallon Reef
Yeah, I think so.
that this would be his next stop on his revenge tour if we are going kingdom by kingdom.
Yep.
And I love that about Judd, that he's just like, "Oh, he finished here, he must be going to Durford now."
Yep. Yep. So Slade tries really hard to be tough and mean and mysterious and broody,
Mhm.
and no one understands me. It's not just a phase, mom. And Judd
And
proves
Judd's
that.
just like, "What's up, bro?"
But we do hear in this chapter that Slade really appreciates him showing up, and Slade
He does.
appreciates that Judd is there with and no questions asked. The only questions that Judd asks are, "Where do you want
Who are we
me?"
killing?
Yeah, "Who are we killing today?" And, like, "I just wanna make sure we don't cross paths because I don't wanna get accidentally rotted." You know?
Y
Like, yeah, and it's just really cool to see their bromance.
Yes. And I like that Slade takes his gift for Osric and places it on Judd's
Timberwing.
Timberwing
Yep.
because Judd's like, "Are you coming back to forth right now?" And he's like, "No,
My tour is not over.
no, I'm
Yeah.
not done yet." And he's like, "Okay." And the gift is Manu.
Yeah.
Guys, in case you've forgotten, he did kidnap Manu,
Mhm.
and he's just been toting him around
Kingdom to
with a gun
kingdom.
in his mouth,
Yep.
trussed up like a pig
Yep.
on the back of his Timberwing,
Mhm.
making him watch as he rots this Durford Harbor,
Yeah.
part of Third Kingdom. And Manu is less than impressed.
Manu
And
is
honestly, I'm really
terrified.
hoping that he wore his brown pants because but he tosses him over onto Judd's Timberwing so that
Mhm.
he can take him to Osric, so that Osric can take out some aggressions on what happened with
Risa.
Rissa.
Rissa. Yep. Um, I love Slade's era, like, revenge tour.
Uh-huh.
I'm here for it. I do think it's not a super healthy way to handle the trauma that has happened to them, but
But
it's
it needs to be done. Some parts of it did.
yes.
Durford Harbor, maybe not so
That
much.
may have been a little extreme. I'm not convinced that kidnapping Manu was absolutely necessary. I do get where he's coming from, and I get
I
the
think I think it was necessary, and we will find out why later.
well, I think it was
I'm gonna
necessary.
keep telling you that, but it's for Manu's growth too.
Is it? Does Manu grow
Yes,
in this book
because of
or in the
this.
next book?
In the next book.
More Judd and Slade things to chat about?
I just like Judd,
Period.
guys.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Judd is a friend that we all need to bring laughter to the group,
yeah,
right? Like, he knows when to be serious, but he's also gonna crack a joke in the meantime.
mhm,
So,
and we wanna point out the part of the reason that he's taking care of Durford Harbor is because of the extremes that Midas went through to write Orin out
yes.
of everywhere,
Yeah.
of people knowing she even existed before she became his saddle.
Yeah. Yep. Because once again, Midas is Barton East, who wanted to buy off and or steal and or kidnap Orin from
Orin,
Secure West.
because she was already gold, guys.
Mhm.
She
Yep.
didn't have the ability yet to control gold,
But her skin, her hair,
but
her
her
ribbon
skin was
well, she
gold.
didn't have ribbons, but yeah,
No, and this is why he had to go and rewrite her out of
everything.
Griffith Harbor, is because if people knew that she was gold
There.
before he had her,
Yeah. His story wouldn't add
there
up
would be questions.
because his
Yeah.
story was she turned gold because of his touch. He touched
Yes,
her,
he gilded her.
gilded her because she was his favorite.
Yes.
But Judd is a friend who, like, you'll call up and you'll be like, "Hey, so what you doing? I murdered a man." And Judd would be like, "Cool, great. I will bring the shovels. Meet me in the middle of a
Yeah.
state park."
Yeah. And I this is where we start to get a little worried about Slade too.
Yes, because he is spiraling for sure.
And his rot seems to be rotting him now too.
Yes.
Now that Orin has left and took a part of his rot with her,
Mhm.
it seems like he is rotting from the inside.
Does this get explained in Goldfinch chapter 7?
It gets explained at the it gets gold.
Okay. I'm still at, like, 65%. Um,
Yeah.
are you ready for chapter 13?
Let's go to chapter 13 and your favorite lady.
I love her so much. She's such a cold bitch, and I'm here for it. We are talking about my leading lady, Queen Melina, and she is going through her own trials and tribulations at this point.
Uh-huh.
Jen loves this for her because Melina is locked up with no way out in a castle, and Jen is just reveling in the
Karma.
but she's seething and she's pissed and she is angry and she's got a lot of feelings. She's mad that she hasn't seen the assassin in a while. She's mad that she just
Mhm.
feels abandoned.
Well, okay, but in his defense, she demanded that he release her, and he was like, "Prove to me that you deserve it."
Yeah.
And he's still waiting to see her prove it.
Yeah. Hood is another morally gray character with a lot of strong morals. Like he's got his code. I think his code is more in tune with society's morals than maybe Slade's is.
Yeah.
But so Melina has to, like, just silently stew in this castle tower thing and watch the Fae army just kind of troop in, just march right in. Like, she has opened the door for these invaders, and they are just coming and she is lamenting about how it is her fault at this point.
Mhm.
Which is a big growth step for Melina. I think
It
Melina
is.
dies in the next book, and I'm not okay with it.
Does what?
I think Melina dies in the next book, and I'm
Oh.
not okay with
No,
it.
I think Melina does, and I was like,
Does what?
"Does what?"
No, I
Uh,
think she dies in the next book.
do you think so?
Mhm.
I think lots of people die in the next book.
Well, it's the end of the series, so
Yeah.
yeah,
So a lot of people are gonna die,
yeah.
guys.
Anyway,
So
yeah,
she's angry, her food gets there again,
and it's just
and
hot water and bread.
she pitches a fit finally for some reason. I think she's hit her limit. She swipes the tray away, and her ice and snow is coming out of her hands. She goes to grab the door and bang on it and freezes the doorknob off.
Oops,
And she
whoops.
can finally leave.
She can leave, and that's not great
Yay!
for her. Yeah.
Fine.
She finally gets to meet King Tyek,
Yeah, Tyke Carrick or something like that.
who is the king of Anwin. And
Mhm.
remember, his power is stones, so he can control stone.
Mhm.
And he is super pleasant.
The twins take her down to him from her room. They're actually on the other side of the door when she opens the door to escape. Turns out she can't escape
Yeah,
because they're already there.
they knew
Shit.
it was gonna happen. I mean,
So they take her down through the soldiers to meet him. And these men are just raw. I mean, these Fey males are just mean.
yeah,
They're spitting on the ground. They call Orions a step up from being pets.
mhm. Yeah, they have no
Uh,
respect for Orions.
None.
Yeah.
and she meets the king. They take her into a room that has been rebuilt, and he is sitting on a stone throne,
Mhm.
which, spoiler alert, guys, he was the one that was able to control all this and recreate the room
Yeah,
because he controls stone. Woohoo. Yay him, I guess.
I guess. But she gets to meet him, and they have a, super pleasant, not at all tense or anything exchange,
Well, yeah, it's definitely she's enjoying it so much. He explains that rulers are not meant to be loved, they're meant to be feared.
which is a Midas throwback. We talked about the
Or
difference of Midas and Slade's leadership styles.
what is it? Allegiance, not adoration, or something like that,
Yeah,
I think is what he tells her.
yeah,
You need loyalty, not love. And
control.
he works really, yeah, he tries to explain to her that a true ruler is going to rule by fear and the iron fist, or in his case, stone fist,
Mhm.
rather than being loved, which is, I think, wrong.
Yeah, that's not what I would look for personally.
True. And he covers her with stone and is like standing on it and trying to force her to use her magic, and she just can't.
Yeah, but she doesn't back down either.
No, because she is every inch a queen.
Every inch a queen. She still refuses to take responsibility.
But she points out that the only reason they were able to come over is because she allowed it.
That's true. That is a true statement, and the king takes that super well.
Mhm.
Yeah,
I think he tells her that if she was in Anwin, she would be beautiful, except for the fact that she's an Orion,
yeah, and they go into,
which I'm
like
sure is a compliment.
inferior blood and, like, just
Mhm.
dogging on her people. Yeah.
And he does point out in this that her magic is a side effect
Yes, yeah, that she wouldn't have any magic without them,
without the twins,
without the
Fossa and
twins.
Friano.
Yeah, born powerless, isn't that right? Pruin here tells me that you weren't allowed to sit on your family's throne because of it, and that your people hate you.
Yeah.
And that's her sore spot, right? Like, she may not want her people to necessarily love her, but she wants to be respected by them, right? And she does
Yes.
care for her people.
She really does.
Yeah,
And it's just really crappy the way that she did not learn well.
no.
And so the way that she thought she was treating her people
Was normal.
was normal for her in
Yeah,
the way that she thought it should be. And it was wrong, but she had no idea.
yeah.
So I'm going to give her that. Okay. I'm giving her that. She didn't realize that she was shitty until Hood pointed it out to her.
And she changed, like, once she recognized that she
Yeah.
was in the wrong, she did change. But during this interaction that King Carrick and Queen Melina have, he
Yeah.
ends up throwing a fucking stone table at her, and,
Hmm.
like so you know how, like, during the witch trials, they would press stones down on people, and if they survived, they were a witch, and if they died, they were not a witch? That's kinda what I pictured happening here.
I really like that proving my innocence causes me to die.
Yeah, yeah, right?
Yeah.
Totally fair.
Totally makes sense.
Yeah, but that was the whole witch trials, all they like, that's what they did. If you could swim, you
Yeah.
were a witch, if you drowned, you were innocent.
I'm fucked. I'm a witch.
Yeah, same. So yeah,
But
he throws stones at her, literally.
yeah.
Uh, yeah,
But she gets a little bite back right at the end as they're
she
taking her back to
does.
her room. The twins, Fossa and Friana, are taking her back to her room, and she points out to the king that cold and ice breaks stone. And she's really sassy about it too.
Yeah, all she needs is that little crack to get in there, and she'll break the stone.
Yeah. And
I
then she walks out.
I love this interaction. I hate that she had stones thrown at her and she was crushed.
Yeah.
I hate what happened, but I love that she just doesn't give up, and she's just like,
Mm-mm.
"Bitch, I'm the queen here. Fuck you."
Yeah. And then she gets back up to her room, and night falls and Hood's there.
Hood is there.
And she's like, "I need to get out to warn my people," because the view for her room is everything, all of
Mhm.
the army
Yep.
and what they're doing.
Yep.
So she knows they're headed to Sixth Kingdom, and she knows she needs to save Sixth Kingdom.
Say what you want about her, she loves her kingdom. She may
She
not
does.
be a great leader, she may not know how to show her people that she cares, she may have had poor training and, like, actively leading.
Mhm.
She cares for her people, and that is where she lived her entire life too. She doesn't wanna see her home destroyed.
Destroyed.
Yeah.
And he finally believes her.
Well, she finally admits that she was wrong. She actually says the words, "I was
Yeah.
wrong." And Hood says, "I believe you enough." What does that mean, Hood? What does that mean? What do you mean you believe me enough? What does that mean? So anyway, Hood just like swings the door open and Queen Melina is like, "The fuck? I thought that was locked." And he's just like, "Was it though?"
It totally would. He shows her the key.
Yeah, he has a key.
That shit has the key
Yeah.
to her room, and he's had it the whole time.
Yep.
And then he's like, "Hold on tight, Queenie."
I love that he calls her Queenie.
I do too.
Yeah. Yeah, and then they shadow out of there.
Yes.
And that's how we end chapter 13, and then we go into your favorite point of view.
Osric.
Good old chapter 14 is Osric, and Osric is in his trauma tour. He
He
is
is
not handling Rissa being sick very well.
no. He talks about all the things that annoy you as a person, which chewing does me too, I get it.
Yeah.
If you're smacking while you're chewing,
Mhm.
and honestly, there are times of the month where my husband breathing annoys me. I am not ashamed to admit that, and he's well aware of it, and he knows when I have to leave the room
It's not personal,
and I'm huffy, he knows that it's not him, it's me.
but at least you haven't murdered him, so you're
I have
welcome,
not, he
John.
is anyway, he's talking about how there are just sounds that annoy you, and as a man who has done a lot of killing, one of the sounds that used to annoy him is wheezing, because
I meant they were
in
still
swordplay
alive. Yeah.
yeah, and you had to listen to them wheeze until they died.
But
But
now
now
yes, now it's one of his new favorite sounds because it means that Rissa is still alive.
still alive,
Yes.
and he's sitting in there just stewing
He's stewing.
in his own stew, and Hojat walks in and is kind of checking Rissa over, and because of the direction that because of the direction where he's sitting, he's getting a really good look at Hojat's left side, which is the side that's totally burned
Yeah.
really bad,
Yep.
and he kind of to distract him from what Hojat is doing because it can't be a wonderful sight or smell,
Yeah. It cannot be pleasant.
Rissa's stab wound. So, to distract himself, he's like, "Hey, did you ever kill the guy that did that to you?" And Hojat kinda looks at him and is like,
Why would I do
"I'm
that?
a mender.
Yeah. Like, that's
That's not my jam."
that goes completely against I'm assuming they sign some or have some sort of oath like doctors do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so then Osric's decision is that Rip probably just took care of it already then.
Probably. I mean, honestly.
Yeah. But he does offer to kill the guy,
So sweet.
and that's why he figures that Rip did it because Hojat goes, "Just because I didn't kill him and I'm not a killer doesn't mean he's not dead." So Hojat's like, "Oh, okay."
Yeah.
Or I'm sorry,
Osric.
Osric's just like, "Oh, yeah,
Yep,
okay."
that makes
So Rip
sense.
did it?
Yeah. Yeah. While he's, trying to hold everything together,
Yeah.
Judd arrives. Good old Judd, just kinda showing up when he needs to.
Yes.
And he, like, I'm gonna say swaggers in, like, I'm just
Which is really good for Hojat because
yeah,
Hojat's about to change the dressing,
and it's not
and he
pretty.
needs Osric to
Out.
leave the room.
Get out.
Osric hasn't left this room in weeks, by the way, guys. The whole time that Slade has been on his,
Revenge tour.
revenge tour, Osric has been in that room.
Yeah.
So he probably smells awful,
Super pleasant, for sure.
and his hair is probably I have trouble going, like, 3 days.
Yeah.
I can't imagine going 2 weeks.
No, no. But he is a soldier, so I'm sure he's used to,
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
unsanitary settings, but being that unsanitary next to Rissa is not super great,
Yeah, it's probably not helping Rissa. So Judd takes him out of the room, which makes Hojat very happy.
and Ostrich very mad, but Judd is also giving
Yes.
Ostrich the updates, like, "Hey, I ran
Yes.
into Slade. He rotted Kyla's castle. I met up with
Yeah.
him in Durford Harbor, and also, we have a surprise for you. Come down to the
Yeah.
dungeons."
Yeah. Kyla wasn't in Gallon Reef when Slade was there, but someone else was.
And
And
then
this is also where we find out that the Wrath did the background checks
yeah,
basically on things and about Durford Harbor and how Zakir was dead already.
yeah,
This is where we find that out.
yep,
And he's like, "Well, there was no point in doing anything. Midas has already bought everything up."
yeah,
And Jed was like, "Yeah." He apparently didn't think that was enough. So he instead of taking him to their rooms to go eat and bathe, because dear God,
he needs to
please bathe,
bathe, yeah.
he takes him down to the dungeons. And Osric is like, "What? Where are you taking me?" And then he opens the window to the first dungeon
Cell.
room
Yeah.
cell and has him look in,
Good old Manu.
and Osric is the happiest. He's like, "This is Christmas, right?"
I mean, Osric is still pissed, and so he still goes in and he gives Manu the lowdown on what's gonna happen, right?
Mhm.
So Manu is still well, no, his gag is removed, so he's just kinda, like,
Yes.
chilling in the dungeon. Does he end up stabbing?
He does, he stabs him in the shoulder.
Yep, and says something to the effect of, "Your fate is tied to Rissa's, so whatever
Yeah,
happens to Rissa is happening to you."
happening to you.
Every time she needs a stitch fixed or every time she has to have surgery or every time something happens to Rissa, it's happening to you. Every time she soils herself because she can't get up to go to the bathroom, it's happening to you.
If she can't drink, you can't drink. If she
Mhm.
can't eat,
You're
you
not
can't
eating.
eat. Yeah, this is not your normal torture, guys.
Osric has a plan and he is pissed.
Yes.
Yeah. And Manu is still trying to like bargain his way out of it. He's still leaning into the politics and he's giving out promises and Osric just does not give a fuck.
Osric is like, "There's nothing that I want from you." Because Man is like, "What do you want? Kyla will give you anything. Just release me." And Osric is like, "I don't want anything." I mean, he wants Rissa to survive because they had just started. This was like early, early, early stages of a potential relationship.
Right.
And he can't give Manu cannot give Osric what he wants.
I mean, at this point, most of Rissa and Osric's courting has been Rissa trying to recover and survive. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? Like, they
and
had
him just watching her.
and spiraling.
His yellow bell.
Yeah. His yellow bell. Yes. So, yeah, that is what's going on with Osric and Manu and Rissa.
And Judd does give him the key to the room, so Osric has control
Yep.
of that cell.
Yep.
So and he's not giving him any chance to politic his way out of this
Mm-mm. Not even kind of.
or anything. He is this is straight up, "I'm going to kill you." I do like Judd's report in this.
What is Judd's report?
Judd's reporting of what's going on
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
with
Judd is super casual about it. And I like, that's how I would give a war report too. Just like, things
Mhm.
happened, you know?
I really if something bad happens to Rissa, Osric is gonna break.
Yes.
And, well, break Manu, but more than breaking Manu, Osric is gonna straight up you talk about a lot about Oren and Slade being fated mates.
These 2 absolutely are too. I would 100% believe that.
Whatever the Orion equivalent of that
Yeah.
is Osric and Rissa.
Yeah. I 100%. I can ship that. Yeah,
Yeah,
for sure.
yeah.
I really like them together too. Alright. Are we ready for chapter 15?
Are you ready for chapter 15?
We're back to Orin.
So it's been 2 weeks in Oria.
Mhm.
In Anwin, it's been 5 days.
Days. And yeah, the offerings for the golden girl are still piling up. Yeah, it's Orin is just kinda like, Slade's still not here. Maybe there's a rip somewhere else, but not here." Anwin is massive, so,
I'm glad she finally realized that because the rest of us realized it, like, 10 chapters ago.
um, her gold is still veined with black rot, and so she can feel more of the rot power, though, than she could
Mhm.
before, which is interesting, and it's completely changed her relationship, I guess, with her power.
Yeah.
So, that's been
I guess this
interesting.
is this is technically the morning of the 6th day,
True, yes.
and she is up, and it's super early. It's probably, like, 3, 4 in the morning, maybe.
Yeah, I pictured it, like, before dawn.
Yeah, a couple hours before dawn,
Mhm.
and she sneaks downstairs. I don't know what she thought she was gonna do, unless she thought she was just gonna walk to the field and stand there,
Maybe. I don't know.
but it turns out that Estelia and Thursel are awake.
Well, yeah, they have a servette to get ready. They have a dinette,
Well,
like, they
yeah,
have cooking to get done.
there's baking that needs to be done,
Mhm.
and they're also prepping a lunch for a hotel
Yeah.
because it's full.
Yep.
It turns out it's full of stone soldiers, guys, but it is full.
Boo. Yes, boo.
And they're talking about how busy they are, and Oren volunteers to help in the kitchen.
Orange should never volunteer to help in the kitchen unless it's to, like, just be moral support.
Yes, I agree. Let her eat the little treats
Yeah. Dude, some taste
and not touch
testing,
anything.
like, Quality control.
But Thursel, bless his soul, is like, "It couldn't hurt to have an extra set of hands." Yes, it does.
Turns out it can.
It can. This is actually where the idea for the soup came from because she takes some cut potatoes and puts them into a soup and then proceeds to burn the wooden spoon and drop the ashes into the soup.
Okay, I just want to point out, I'm a bad cook. I have never burned a wooden spoon.
Okay, I have burned a wooden spoon. But it's because I didn't realize that one of the other burners was on and I set the spoon down
Oh,
or it had just been turned off and I set the spoon down
that'll do it.
and that'll do it. But I've never actively burnt. And yeah, I didn't even understand how she could have possibly done this.
Well, okay,
But
so
he kind of pushes her to the side.
in the book, they outline, like, 5 things back to back to back before they're just like, "You know
Yeah,
what? You sit here and you organize tea
yeah,
bags."
yes. And guys, she can't even organize tea bags. She drops the whole thing and spends the entire time
Reorganizing.
re-putting the tea back into its own tins.
Yeah.
And he's like, "Wow." She tells him, "I never really learned how to cook." And he was like, "It is not one of your strong suits." Thursel is just like, "Please don't ever help again."
You have a lot of really good qualities and a lot of really
And
strong strengths. This is
and
not one of them.
none of them are this at all. Please just pay someone else to do this. So she is kind of helping. It's now getting really late because Nanette should have already been here before dawn
Yeah.
or right at dawn. And it's getting close to opening for the servette because she's helping lay out all the dishes and stuff.
The
And she's
table
talking
settings,
to
yeah.
Estelle about how she folds napkins into the shape of birds, which is apparently a way for people to know that she is a Bowman.
Yeah.
That and the blue flowers on the tables, and she also wears a pin with the broken bird symbol.
Yep.
But Nanette finally shows up,
She is
only to let
rattled.
them know. Yeah, she is scared.
Mhm.
She's letting them know that the stone swords are now going door to door to find the person that fell through the rip.
And the 3 locals are like, "Okay, bet. You need to go hide. Go play your Anne Frank, go back up into the attic, hide away. We got you. They'll never find you." And Oren is like, "The fuck? I'm not doing that. I'm not putting you guys at risk. I'll just leave."
Yeah, which I support that.
I get that.
I think
I don't know if she should have done it at that moment,
fair,
but if not, then when? You know what I mean? Like, there's always
right?
gonna be something. So, it needed to happen for the plot. So, they say their goodbyes. Estelia stuffs her with food. Thursel gives her a silver pocket watch that's embossed with the broken winged bird. And Oren slips him 5 gold stones because she's been gilding stones every day, one for each day of the
Mhm.
that she's been waiting. And her and
Nanette.
Nanette sneak out.
And this is the first chapter where we see a bright side because we
Mhm.
don't see very many bright sides in this last 2 books. But her bright side is, "My feet are completely healed now, courtesy of Estelia. There isn't even an inch of peeling skin left."
Well, that's something.
I mean, that's a good bright side, but it's good that her feet are completely healed because bitch is gonna have to run now.
She's gonna have to hoof it for sure.
Yeah,
Yeah. This chapter
and
talks a lot about her gold carrying the rot and how
yes,
that works out.
and she has a conversation with Estelia about the Volmen
Mhm.
and about whether or not they're actually, I don't know, good?
Well, they're rebels, right? So, like,
Whether she has faith in them.
yeah. Yeah.
And she's like, "I do. I mean, I wouldn't keep doing what I am doing if it wasn't for
Right.
that faith that the Volman or the loyalists are gonna
Step up. Yeah.
prevail eventually." So
This is when Oren finally gets her ass in gear, though, and finally
mhm,
starts actively seeking out different routes for Slade. So, finally.
and I'm glad.
So that chapter ends with her and Nanette starting to sneak out,
Yes, and her telling Thursel that she is tougher than she looks.
which is true. Oren is tougher than what she gives herself credit for, even, say.
Yeah, she's a lot stronger than she gives herself credit for, but for so long, she's been pushed down and led to believe,
Yes.
like a lot of women, that she's not.
That she's less, that she's not as strong, that she's not
Yeah.
as tough or brave or as cool as
Mhm.
the men folk. Yeah.
So trying we see her leaving, and then we move to
Chapter 16.
yeah. I think this might be my favorite Slade chapter.
It's a good one.
It's a really good one, guys.
It's a good one. So we open up with Slade, and he is in Oria still. and he
Uh-huh.
is at Walmont Castle, not Walmart, Walmont.
Which is the Second Kingdom.
And remember what happened in the Second Kingdom? I feel like something minor happened there.
Nothing big, just Orin being the conflux and stuff.
Yeah, and yeah, casual, cleansing with the matrons and
Yeah.
the religious zealots, and
Yeah.
this chapter opens with Slade waking up Queen Isolate?
Isolde.
Isole?
Isolde. Yeah.
She wakes up and she sees Slade in her bedroom and she flips out, and I kinda love that.
Yeah. Because she acts like, he shouldn't be there, and he's just like, "That's nice."
That's cute. But yeah.
And he kind of chides her because she's in bed asleep,
Mhm.
and all of her matrons are praying.
Yeah, and shouldn't she also be praying? Like, why does she get a
Yeah.
reprieve?
Turns out she was probably kinda making merry with the guard one of the guards he killed.
What?
No, but she's sinless, so it's fine.
Correct. That's why her gown is pure white or gray or whatever.
Yeah, but he takes it wasn't hard to turn the temperance matrons against her because apparently that whole ruling by fear and shit thing
Doesn't do well.
doesn't really do well when they have a chance to flip that.
Yeah. The queen also tries to use her power on Slade, and he just
Uh-huh.
kinda laughs at her. He's just like, "I what does that even you're tickling me. Stop."
His dad was the breaker.
Yeah,
He's experienced far worse pain than this.
yeah, and I think
But
that really throws her off.
yeah, and when the matrons are cleansing her
Mhm.
and she tries to lash out at one of the other women, he basically drowns her
Yeah,
until she stops.
yep.
He does ask her how many times she used her power on Orin, and she's like, "Once, only once."
Uh, yeah, and Slade
Yeah,
does not believe her.
no.
Uh,
So,
I do love that he had her cleansed the way that Orin was
yes.
cleansed, like, Slade
Mhm.
is very much an eye for an eye kinda
He
revenge.
really is
Yeah.
New Testament or Old Testament.
Yep, he really is. Once she is cleansed, they march out and they go to the ruined conflux. Like,
Uh-huh. To the amphitheater.
this is all, like, in ruins, so picture, like, Rome
Well,
today in ruins.
it's not quite ruined yet. He does that at the end of this chapter.
Alright.
But her husband is already there.
King Merwin?
Yes. And he has her go sit in her seat too.
Mhm.
So he's basically putting them on trial.
Yes. And this is a really exciting moment in the book. Slade publicly switches forms for the first time.
Yes. And King Merwin was like, "I thought I saw
Yeah.
that happen before."
Yep. But now it's so Slade goes from Commander Rip to King
Mhm.
Rot in front of them,
Yes.
confirming that he is him and him is he, and they are one and the same.
Yeah.
And the King Merwin is like, "Shit."
And King Merwin actually has a knife sticking in his gut. Slade's already rotted him.
Slade is not taking any prisoners.
There is a moment where Isolde is freaking out because she's worried about her son being there.
Yes.
And Slade's like, "No,
I
we
don't
don't do
I
kids.
don't do kids.
We
That's
don't
my
hurt kids.
line. Like,
Sorry."
morally gray, not morally black. Like,
Yeah.
kids are off limits.
I have a line.
Yeah.
And then she and King Merwin try and put everything on Kyla,
Mhm.
which, okay, that's kind of ish fair
But they
because it was
also
her that prompted it, but they had a choice
Mhm.
and
Yeah.
they chose to stick with her and hurt him and Orin.
Yeah. And Queen Icelet is whatever her name is,
Isolde, yeah,
Isolde. She is begging, she is blubbering, she is a mess, and she
yeah,
agrees instantly to torture her own husband when Slade
to
kind
save herself.
to save herself, when Slade kinda tests her, and Slade is not impressed by that.
No,
However,
no,
I do think Slade is a little spoiled in this, right? Because he found his fated mate. He was able to find someone for love and not political maneuvering.
yeah, but he was just like, "You tortured your own husband." And she was like, "You told me to." And he's like,
You didn't say
"You
no.
didn't have to."
You didn't fight it. You just said, okay, I'll
Yeah.
torture him.
So Slade explains to Isolde what's happening with Merwin and how he's going to be rotting from the inside. He's already rotting. He probably doesn't smell very good anymore
Yeah.
because gangrene and pus and things. And then he tells her that she is going to what is it? He's going to make her feel as trapped as she made Oren feel. And he collapses the amphitheater.
On top of them.
Yes. And everybody else disappears because hell, I would too. Because this had a crowd. There was a crowd of people watching this. They did not go into the amphitheater.
No one stepped in to help their monarchs.
Nope.
Nothing. Yeah.
So clearly they were well loved because people were just jumping right in. But the spectators all just disappear.
They are just gone.
Yeah.
He drops a line that says, "You live today only because of Oren."
Yep. And that's as he's gotten on crest
Yep, his new
and is
timber
getting ready
wing.
to leave.
And he is on his way to Fifth Kingdom now.
I don't know why he's going to Fifth Kingdom. Nothing happened there.
Nothing at all.
Mm-mm. But he's still having a lot of pain, and it's getting worse.
Yeah. It's like it's his heart is literally aching at this point, and that's where
Yes.
all the rot is, like, centralizing, is in
Mhm.
his chest area.
He's got to get to Orin because she's his what do they call it? Payer? His fated mate.
So you mean I
So,
called it?
yeah. So let's go back to the 3rd book where they're watching the
The
meteor
moon?
shower,
Yep.
and he's like, "We're quite a pair, aren't we?" He didn't say pair as in
Pear,
2, he said payer.
and she heard pear.
Mhm.
"Raven, you sneaky bitch."
Anyway, so he's leaving but he's his we know that he's starting to die. His rot is really rotting.
So when did the mating bond snap into place? Like, they're not married. They've just been banging,
When did she accept that?
and that's when it okay.
They could see each other's auras before that, but
Yeah.
he was very specific in his wording, and she accepted what he said.
Mhm. Tricky bitches. Okay.
Isn't she sly? I love it.
Alright. Do we have anything else to chat about in chapter 16? I mean, Slade is just an executioner in this
Mhm.
chapter. Like, he is not restrained. I mean, he is. He could have killed them, and instead he
He could
just
have killed all of Second Kingdom
yeah. He just toppled a building on top of them. Like we talked about, he's very Old
and just the
Testament,
2 of them.
eye for an eye. Yeah. The public is terrified, and he is not feeling any better. Like, he still feels hollow, his chest still hurts,
Mhm.
um, and he's
He's bleeding now too, guys. Bleeding.
bleeding. Is he bleeding gold?
No, it's when he changes forms now, he bleeds more
Which he hasn't done since he
since
was
he
a
was, like,
child.
8?
Yeah, since he first started shifting.
Mhm.
Alright, chapter 17. Orin is this
Orin's sneaking.
the next 2 chapters are Orin's point of view.
Mhm.
Orin is sneaking out of Geisel with Nanette. Orin tried to sneak out alone, and Nanette was like, "Girl, no. That's so cute. I'm coming with you.
Yeah.
I'm not letting you go alone."
I love Nanette for that.
I agree, yeah, and the escape is scary, intense, and
Yes.
they have to evade the stone swords, and they are
Mhm.
like, these men are armored in literal stone, and their swords are also made out of stone, and they are just ransacking homes and storefronts and, like, they're just, being a menace to society,
Mhm.
and yeah, Orin is hiding like, in a farmer's cart under some sacks. It gives very much Anne Frank vibes, like she's sneaking out in the most ridiculous ways.
It really it's scary, though,
It
to
is.
think about these guys and just going door to door like that. By the way, guys, their armor and stuff, not heavy because their king can control the weight of the stone. It's just really strong.
But yeah, it is still made out of stone, it's just not
But
heavy.
it is still made out of stone, it's just not heavy. So you don't see them, like, struggling to walk or anything,
Yeah,
or walking weird,
stiff.
like, choppy,
Yeah.
stiff, yeah,
Yeah.
like Lego men. She gets out to the field. Mm, it's scary. I don't like this chapter.
Yeah. This chapter's not great.
Is this the one where she gets out there and they're trying to escape and people are already out there waiting for her and giving her gifts again?
Aren't they just still working in the field, though?
Yeah,
But they're waiting for her to go back to the fields so they can
yeah,
give her gifts, which makes it hard to sneak when people are like, "Oh my god, you're here, have a gift."
yeah. And Nanette, of course, is like, "Do you see what they're doing? They're giving you the gifts because you're their hope." And she's like, "Fuck me." Okay, she doesn't say that, guys, but
No,
I
but that is
know that in
that
her
is the
mind.
vibe, yeah.
Yeah, but this was kind of a short chapter because it was really just her getting into the field and receiving all the gifts and then realizing that she's gonna have to find herself
Mhm. Yeah.
before Slade finds her.
The people that are in the field that she goes to, they give her a bunch of feathers reminiscent of the bird, the broken wing, right?
Yeah.
And there's a little girl that runs up to her and says, she's like, she touches Orin's ribbons. They say you're the broken winged bird, but these don't look broken to me. She looks up at me. If you get enough feathers from us, will it fix them? And I think that just tugs at
That's
Orin's
so
heart. It
cute.
is. It's such an innocent child question, right?
Yeah.
But Orin is very honest and she says, I don't know. Because Orin doesn't know.
No.
And I do appreciate that she's very much like, I don't know. And she doesn't lie to the kid. And it's like, oh, yeah, absolutely. Give me all your feathers.
Yeah.
But yeah, everyone then swarms and gives her
Feathers.
necklaces, feathers, a set of earrings, a shoe buckle, any like broken winged symbol thing they end up giving her. And she is just kind of crushing under their weight of their
Well,
expectations.
and and she was already carrying her weight in food,
Yes. Yeah. So now
so
she has
this was
all
not
of
helping.
this, but she does finally feel accepted. And Orin hasn't felt
Yeah.
accepted anywhere except with the Wrath. And even then, she fought the Wrath for so long.
Yeah. But
But yeah, this chapter does end with that line that you said. Maybe Slade isn't going to be able to find me until I find myself,
mhm.
which is something that we've been screaming for 17 chapters. Yeah. But yeah, that's chapter 17. Are you ready for chapter 18?
I am, are you?
I hate the way that it ends, but yeah, let's do it. Okay. Chapter 18, still Oren's point of view. The only way out of Geisel is through Geisel, which means they have to go through the entire city, the fields, and everything for Oren to get out of Geisel.
Mhm.
Which means she has to hide in a wagon or something. Like, she's gotta
Yeah,
sneak around to get out of town, and now she's got baskets full of feathers and other stuff that she has to lug with her.
and it's raining,
Of course it is.
because why wouldn't it be?
Right.
I think they have to jump out of the cart because they start checking carts or something?
They do. They're checking the carts. Orin has a hood. Of course she does, right? Because she's
Yeah.
fucking gold. So they have to, like, tug her hood down, and then as they're checking the carts, Nanette and Orin have to, like, sneak away because there's no way they could hide in a cart, right?
Yeah.
So, yeah. They end up sneaking away, and they end up, I wanna say, hiding in, like, a store.
They end up hiding in a shop.
Yeah.
Don't remember what the shop was for, if it was, like, clothing or what, but the nice lady is named
Re
Rollo?
Relo? Rolo?
Relo?
Yeah.
Rillo.
And she's already been checked, so in theory,
Mhm.
it should be safe there. They're not gonna go check it again.
Yeah, she actually calls them over to come in because she'd already been checked, and so they hide there for a little bit.
Yep, and they're watching the stone swords just check everybody, searching all the
Yeah.
buildings, and they are doubling back and going back to be checked, but Reload thinks that they
Mhm.
have some time because they literally just went through there.
Mhm.
She guides them out of the side door so they can go through, like, the alleys.
And they're trying to figure out how long it's gonna take to get out of the town, which on a normal day,
Be like 5 minutes, like, it
it'd
would.
be, like, maybe 20 minutes.
Yeah.
But today with the giant crowd, because not only are the stone swords out there, people
Mhm.
are out in the city in the town square.
Yeah,
So they're
and
kind of being herded there.
they're being herded into the town center. Orin wants them to split up, and Annette is not having any of that.
I wouldn't either. Hell no. I've seen movies. I know what happens when you split up.
But Orin's going through some Digby PTSD and doesn't want anyone else hurt because of her.
But what happened the last time she separated from he didn't get beat up because he stayed with her?
I know. I didn't say PTSD was logical or normal.
Just
I'm just
saying.
saying.
But so every street is getting barricaded and they're, like we already said, herding them to the town center. And guess who they spot?
Who do they spot?
Estelia and Thursel.
They're in
And
the
Thursel's being forced to his knees
yes.
in the town square.
Yeah. And it's not going well for them.
No, the head stone sword guy is holding the 5 gilded stones as proof.
Ugh. Orin just tries to be nice and tries to pay them for helping her, and it literally comes back to bite them.
Mhm,
But
and
so there's one specific guard that's, like, walking around, stalking around Thursel. He's got his helmet off and it's tucked between underneath his arm, and during all of
mhm,
this, it's raining, but no rain is touching him, which leads Orin to believe that he has water magic,
water magic, and is using something to make it
like shield of some sort, so that he
okay,
doesn't get wet.
yeah.
Someone asked for proof that Thursel is
harboring an
harboring.
enemy of the crown.
Yes, yeah, and they shout back, "The royal guard doesn't need to give proof to the public. We answer only to our king," which is such an authoritarian bullshit thing to say.
And a really stupid thing to say in a town like this.
Yeah, but remember, their rebellion is on the down low. They're not exactly
Yeah.
trying to announce that their rebellion is out there.
I mean, apparently they do right now.
Yeah. So, someone else shouts that "He's not our king," which is a very brave thing to say in front of the stone swords who are
Yeah.
detrimentally loyal to Carrick. Yeah.
Especially in a mob where they'll never figure out which one of you it was.
Yeah, so are they gonna do the group punishment, which is illegal according to the Geneva Convention?
But he does show them all the gold
Yes. Orin is letting Gold gather in her arm at this point, like, she is preparing to fight somehow.
because even though it's pouring down rain, guys, it is daytime.
It is daytime. Yeah.
So, and they're really threatening them. They're like, "Give us the golden one or we're going to destroy the whole city."
Yeah.
And everybody's like, "Fuck you." Okay, they're not saying that. But
But
they're definitely
that's the
not
vibe. Yeah.
offering up Orin to be killed or taken.
He goes on to say that this is your price for rebelling against your own crown, gold from the hands of
Uh-huh.
traitors, blah, blah, blah. Give us the gilded one, or we'll destroy your precious city. Like,
Mhm.
he threatens to kill everyone.
And Orin kinda takes a look around the whole city. She'd seen the broken wing bird on, like, a hairpin, a ring,
A
the
tattoo behind the
watch,
ear, like,
but now she's looking around the city and she sees it on storefronts.
she sees it everywhere. The whole city is a rebellion city, essentially. And
And
she
then is
go ahead.
go.
I was gonna say that she feels connected to them because she
Mhm,
feels this whole town has been like, their wings have been clipped. They have no say. They are pushed to the bottom of the barrel, which is exactly what she has had to deal with for the past 10 years. And
mhm,
they believe if a broken winged bird can fly despite her fall, then maybe Anwin can too. Maybe a rebellion can rise up, lifting their realm back to where it should be.
mhm,
It's not about me, it's about their hope. And the stone swords are having nothing to do with that. And he is going to kill Thursel. Like, he grabs his head, brings back his head to, like, expose the throat, right? And he's gonna slit his throat and kill Thursel. Estelia is screaming, and then gold erupts from Orin's fingertips, and then that's where we fucking end.
It's the best ending, right?
Is it? Is it though?
Well, that means somebody'll have to come back next week to listen.
Fine, we'll leave him on a cliffhanger.
Yeah.
What did you think of this chapter?
I thought this chapter was actually kind of exciting finally.
Some
This is
action
one
was
of the
finally happening.
yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, other than the Slade chapters, honestly, there wasn't a whole lot of any Anwin chapter prior to this was really just pouting.
Yes. She was trying to figure out how to get back to Slade. She was trying to figure
Yes.
out. Yeah. Yeah. I do not remember being this annoyed with Orin the first time I read this book. Um,
I'm rubbing off on you, I'm
I
sorry.
I don't know if it's more like I'm going through it, like, with a clinical look at it now or an analytical look at it now
Yeah.
instead of just reading for the vibes, but yeah.
I've ruined reading for you, haven't I?
Way to go.
Sorry.
Shortest book podcast ever.
Doubt that. I do like in this chapter that Orin is finally realizing that maybe just because she's a Turley doesn't mean that the people don't matter.
Yeah, I agree.
She's starting to notice that this might even though her family is gone,
Mhm.
she still has family in Anwin.
Little does she know, she actually has family in Anwin.
In Anwin.
Yes. Yeah, Oren's gonna find her own another found family, I think.
Yeah.
But there's gonna be trials and tribulations and
Mhm.
adventures to happen before she settles in.
Do you think his shield, even though it's just him keeping the rain off of him, is more than just him keeping the rain off of him, Mr. Algae Head Stone Sword guy?
What do you mean?
Like, do you think it's an actual shield?
No, I think he's got weak power. I think that's about all he can do, and I don't think he's gonna be able to do much else with it. Like, I don't think he
Oh,
can
Lauren's
ma
really powerful anyway in
Yeah,
her own right.
yeah.
I don't think she's realized yet just how powerful she is versus the
Everyone
Anwinian.
else, yeah.
Not sure if I like that word, but go
We
ahead.
do learn more. Like, throughout this whole book, a very common theme is how weak the Anwins
Mhm.
are because their blood has become so.
Well, and it's punishment from
Yeah,
Anwin for breaking
the bridge.
the bridge. Anyway,
Anyway, Thank you so much for listening to Corks and Cauldron. Be sure to follow us at Corks and Cauldron on all your favorite socials. We're on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, and Threads.
And if you enjoyed this episode, please rate and review us, share us with your booksties, and tell the world. And you know what? Follow us, guys.
Yeah, we're funny.
That'd be great too.
Yeah.
It's the best way to spread the word and help our podcast grow because Corks and Cauldron is a self funded labor of love, and your support helps us keep the magic alive.
And our glass is full.
So join our Patreon community today at patreon.com/corks and cauldron, and maybe even treat us to a bottle of wine.
Or a new book that you want us to read, or if you want us to try a new recipe, some flour, I
Yes.
guess. Yeah, if you have any feedback for us at all, drop it in the comments, reach out to us on social media, email us, whatever. Um,
Yeah.
our episodes drop every Thursday, so we're going to drop next Thursday, and we're going to dive into chapters 19 through 25.
And until then, eat
Drink.
and get lost in a good book. Cheers.
Cheers.